The number one situation that most realtors are in that find me off of YouTube or Instagram is that they've had their license for maybe a couple months, maybe a year, or a lot of the times it's 2 to 3 years, and they haven't got off the ground yet. They're still stuck doing 1, 2, if they're lucky, 3 deals. That's why we have a failure rate of 84% in this industry. So in today's episode, I've got a realtor that cracked the code. He figured it out. He did 8 deals in his first 12 months part-time. So if you're part-time, if you've had your license for a year and you're just not making any movements, we're going to talk about 4 to 5 different principles that if you apply these, your business will get off the ground and it increases the likelihood that it takes off. So hang tight. This is going to be an incredible episode. And then guys, holy smokes, July is over. August is coming. And so as we wrap up the month, make sure you do an audit on your month. What went well this month? Did you move the business? How much exposure did you get? Did you run ads? Did you have social media content? Did you have YouTube content? Did you outbound prospect? How many open houses did you do? Go through the entire audit, make sure you're okay, check on you, and then prep for the next month. Because this is how real estate works. It's a massive game of momentum. How you end one month is how you start the next month. So you always have to make sure you have a bird's eye view on your business so that you're not skipping a beat and you're on pace to hit your goals. All right, let's jump into this. So the realtor that I have today is Brandon. Brandon, welcome to the episode, dude. You were here last time when we did the mastermind.
Yes.
Okay, so many people commented on that video and they're like, hey, put that guy back on that just had his license for a year, that did 8 deals. You're so close to doing 10. Like we're right at that 10 mark, 12 months in. And what's cool is today we're going to break down 4 things that Brandon's done really well these past 12 months to get to 8 deals closed and almost 10 deals. And so we're going to talk about that today. So let's jump into this next part. This will be super fun. A lot of you are probably in this exact same situation. Brandon's going to share 4 or 5 things with you. And I've got a ton of freemiums that we'll give away in this episode. So make sure you catch the phrase and comment that below. But Brandon, give us an introduction about yourself, how long you've been in real estate, why you got in real estate, and then obviously let's jump into everything.
So thanks for having me again. I've been in St. George for 9 years. We moved here from
California.
Southern California, Rancho Cucamonga, the IE.
Yeah.
Shout out Mitch.
Which I've done 2 seminars there. So if you guys are in California, you're wanting to move, come to St. George. Yeah. A lot of people do it.
So we moved here because California was just getting too expensive. We couldn't afford to live there. My wife and I both had great jobs and we were making good money and just wasn't working out. And so we had been visiting St. George for about 5 years. And my dad, stepmom, and I have 8 half siblings that all live here. And so as we started visiting more and more and more, we ended up falling in love with it. Took my wife a little bit longer. That last time that we came, I remember it was Easter 2015. And it was just, we had gone home and she's like, hey, I think we need to move. And I was like excited because I was like, where? And she's like, well, St. George. I'm like, I thought you would never move. You're a Cali girl. Yeah. And she was like, no, I feel it. We got to go. This is what the Lord's telling us to do. I've prayed about it. Like, let's just go. And ever since then, it's been amazing. You know, we had 2 kids in California and we've had my 2 other kids here. The schools are amazing. The safety, the outdoors, the clean air, you know, everything's been amazing in the last 9 years. And, you know, this is where we're going to be forever. And, you know, we're happy with it.
So you relocated to a market you didn't really know anybody. You didn't get your license right away, right? No. Like what did you do before you got your license?
I was a lab technician.
Cool.
And then warehouse work.
Okay.
But yeah, I got my license because actually, funny story, my wife was supposed to get her license.
Really?
And she went through the courses and everything. And then she had talked me into it. And she's like, why don't you get your license? I was like, I don't think I can do it. Like it, you know, I love real estate, you know, you see everything on the shows and well, that's all smoke and mirrors, you know, but you know, getting the nitty gritty of it, you know, getting somebody into their first home, it's an amazing feeling. Or getting somebody out of a bad situation and seeing the happiness that you can bring to somebody just by helping them buy or sell their home.
Yeah.
And obviously financial freedom.
Yeah.
You know, it only takes 1 or 2 deals to change your life.
Yeah.
And so my wife had convinced me to do it and it took me a little bit of time to get through the courses and get through the tests and all that. But I got into it for the right reasons. And first 6 months were a struggle. You know that. And this last 6 have been amazing. And it's been, like you said, you got to continue the momentum, keep the deals rolling through. Yeah. Because you don't want to stop. Yeah. Because once you stop, you feel like you're going to get off track.
So what's cool, again, the reason I wanted to have Brandon on here is a lot of you that watch this, I know because you reach out quite a bit, are in this boat, right? Like you've moved to a market that you don't know anybody and you have no database and you don't have any advantages. You're not paying 20,000 leads, but like that real estate dream of what it could do for your family calls you. So you get into real estate, but then the experience is so different from what you expected. When I got my license, I moved to this market similar because my wife just wanted to move here. We were out in Atlanta doing door-to-door sales, and she just picked St. George, Utah. And so we moved there. I had no database, nothing. I saw teams that were paying a ton of money. I saw teams that were just working really hard, and I saw realtors that had tons of coaches. So I got a good bird's eye view of everything. And so if you are watching this and you haven't been in a market where you have a massive database, this is a perfect story for you guys to dive in and take a couple notes. So let's talk about 4 things that Brandon did that allowed him to do almost 10 deals his first 12 months as a realtor. Make sure you guys take notes and ask yourself, have you done these things? If you've had your license for a year, maybe 2 years, or however long you've had it, and you haven't really cracked that momentum, then ask yourself which one of these are missing. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is going to be auditing your business. So let's talk about the first time that we met, or maybe just a little bit before, kind of where you were at, why you came to that seminar, what caused you to reach out to me. Let's talk about that part, because that's essentially the audit.
Yeah, so I met you at the social media mastermind. It was you, Luke Dobson, a couple other agents. It was at this beautiful, $4 million listing out in Kayenta or Etrata, one of the two. Yeah. I always get the two confused. Yeah. I wanted to go because I wanted to do more social media. My team didn't really value that. And so I was like, you know what? I want to go check it out, because I had been trying with no results, no clear template, no path. And so I went to go check it out. And then we had talked just briefly. And then it was about a month. And then I called you up because I was just sitting in the office all by myself. And I was like, nobody's here. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. And I had no business plan, no vision board, no nothing. And I didn't know what I was doing. And I had one deal, and it was from a team lead. And that one was about a 4 or 5 month process just to even close. And really what I was looking for was mentorship, coaching, community. And I didn't feel like I had that. I had my friends on the team, but other than that, I didn't really feel like I had anything else. So we met at Swig, and we're just going over everything. And I was like, you know what? You had told me burn the ships. And I was like, I don't want to burn the ships. I was like, I'm not ready to. And within the 10 minutes that we had talked, at the end of that, I was like, all right, I'm going to burn the ship. I'll light it up myself. Yeah. And so we had that initial meeting at Swig, and I was just like, you know what? I'm ready to go. Let's do it. And so I started switching everything over. And then you had gone through my audit. You had audited my business, and it was in shambles. There's nothing. Yeah. There's no business plan.
Yeah. I wish you still had that notebook. Yeah. Do you still have that notebook?
I don't think I do.
Yeah.
I could probably go look for it. We just moved, so I probably lost it.
What was cool is, so we had a phone call after the event, and then we did Swig. And I remember we basically did your business audit. I was like, okay, well, how many deals have you done? How many deals are you wanting to do? How many deals is it going to take for you to go from part-time to full-time? Are you running ads? Do you have social media? Do you do YouTube? Are you doing open houses? Like, we literally audited your business. Yeah. And I feel like from your end, it was, I don't know. Like, it was just pure confusion. Yeah. Right?
There was
no clarity.
It was chaos.
Yeah. Which is crazy, because you were on a team, and you had mentorship-ish. Yeah. Right? You were surrounded by other realtors. But it's so crazy how people can be in that environment. Yeah. You can just still be so confused.
And I don't want to diss the whole team. I had 2 really amazing mentors, and I had 3 great friends on that team. Yeah. And, when it fell apart, it fell apart. And, we still talk every other week. Yeah. So I still have that connection. But, you have to do the necessary things for yourself. You got to get out there and just go for it.
Yeah. I think it's important too, is like, if you have that feeling, like, trust that. Like, if you're spiritual, like, that's God talking to you, or it's your gut, or something's off, recognize that, and then just sit in silence or talk to someone and just think through, like, what is going on? Like there's something I'm missing. Like, what is it?
Yeah. And I'm at an age, I'm 42. I don't have options. I have a bachelor's degree in history. That's not getting me anywhere.
Yeah.
So I have 4 kids and a wife that I have to take care of. I got to provide for them. And luckily I have an amazing wife who supports me every step of the way. And when I told her I was switching brokerages and teams, she was like, go for it.
Yeah.
She's like, if that's what you got to do to help provide for the family, then that's what you got to do.
Love it.
And so there is no turning back for me. This is it. Like I have to push full steam ahead.
Yeah.
And I remember one of the things that we had talked about was, what does it look like going from part-time to full-time? I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I was like, 12 deals, 15, 20, I have no clue. And so you had walked me through a very detailed path of what that looks like.
Yep.
And you're like, well, if you want to do this, then you're going to have to close 24 deals.
Yep.
And that's 2 deals a month. Obviously, we want to shoot for higher than that.
Yep.
And that's what it's going to take for you to go from part-time to full-time.
Yep.
We're partway there.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen overnight. Like you have to build everything from the ground up. Like that was the thing that I was looking forward to, was blank slate.
Yep.
I was like a little baby, didn't know anything. And so you taking me through that business plan, the audit, the vision board, and walking me through that is what got me going.
Yep.
It took a couple months for me to get rolling because I had to soak everything in. But once I closed that first deal in January, February didn't have any closed deals, but I had under contracts.
Right.
And every month since March, it's been just at least 1 to 2 closings a month.
If you're watching this is really cool. Like you can literally just flip a switch with a lot of hard work to go from just stagnant to then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, I closed a deal. I've got another one. And then you just had a listing. You put it under contract within a couple days.
Yeah, 10 days.
Yeah, it's incredible. So you can have that switch. And we talked about this. We recently did a mastermind here in St. George. And we talked about Brandon's story a ton. We had you on the last episode on that on YouTube. And it really reminds me of like the story of Tom Brady when they were playing. We talked about this, of Tom Brady when they were playing the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. And they were down 28-3, right? You go to halftime and like, what in the world would you be thinking at halftime? Like, we're down 28-3. And that team collectively got clear on their purpose. They committed to each other and they had more passion and intention with what they were doing in the second half. And then all it took was that. I think they came out and they had a quick touchdown and they had a quick field goal. And then they realized, oh, okay, we just need one more. Oh, we just need one more. And so anyways, that's what an audit is. So if you've had your license for a year and you're kind of not sure of what's going on or how do I move my business forward, you got to do an audit. You have to sit here with somebody that has no bias. Like I feel like when we met at Swig, it was like, dude, let me just walk through your business. You tell me. Like I didn't really have like, I'm going to get Brandon today and he's going to come on the brokerage team, or no. It was like, no, let me just literally walk you through this. And so you have to have an audit. You have to go through that. So that's number one. Okay. After you do the audit, number 2 is so important. And what's cool is Brandon and I both have this. I actually bought this for one of the team members that just joined our brokerage team, but you have to then go build a business plan. So if you guys are big fans of Jesse Itzler, he's got this big ass calendar. And so Brandon's got one, I got one. It's really cool because now once you've done the audit, you then can get a business plan, a vision board, and a schedule. So that's number 2. The beautiful thing about the audit, if you're part-time trying to go to full-time, is I've got a course on that. It's a full course on how to go from part-time to full-time. I've helped so many realtors do that. I had a realtor in Alabama that I worked with. Billy was part-time. He's a firefighter, one of the greatest humans that you guys would probably ever meet. And he had tried multiple programs. Finally came and worked with me. I worked with him once a week and coached him and trained him. And then all of a sudden, within 4 months, he was full-time, made the switch. And I've done that with agents in California, in Canada, all over the US. And now your story is coming into fruition. It's the same thing. Do the audit. So if you guys want the course, comment part-time to full-time down below. I'll send you the link and give you a 25% discount code from watching this episode. Now let's transition to the business plan. I probably have given out that packet 1,000 times at this point. If you need a business plan, you don't really know what a vision board is or a schedule, comment business plan and why you want it. I'll respond with my phone number and get that out to you because that's the second part. So talk to us about your experience. Like we audited it, you burnt the boat, you made the decisions, you came over, and then we built that business plan for you. So walk us through that.
So pretty much what we're trying to do is go from part-time to full-time. And we kind of broke it down by how many deals you need in a year, broke it down to the month, and then we kind of went by price point. If we take kind of like the lower price point between $350 and $450, 12 deals is going to cut it.
Yep.
We need a little bit more. So 24.
Yeah. We got super clear on what you needed.
So we need 24 deals a month to go from part-time to full-time. So that's 2 deals a month. And I feel like that's super possible because I've been doing it the last 6.
Yep.
So we broke that down. And if we get higher price points, that's even better.
Yep.
And eventually you can do it to where if you've gotten good enough at selling those higher price point homes, like at the $500,000 or even the $1 million, you might only need 10 deals a year.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome too. But like the way I am, I was like, I just want to keep on going and going and going. I don't care if it's a $450,000 home or $1 million home. Yeah. I'm going after it. Yeah. And that's my mindset.
Yeah.
I want everything.
Right. Yeah. So we dialed in, okay, what target are we trying to hit? Because if you don't have the target, you're going to miss every time. Yeah. And then we figured out, okay, now you're part-time. So let's cross off when you cannot work. And we took your schedule. Yeah. And it was basically like 7, how early is it?
5 a.m.
5 a.m. to 2 or 3?
1
around there. So we said, okay, we can't work during that period. What time do we have? And then we built your whole schedule around that.
Yeah.
Right. Are you going to do open houses or are you going to door knock? And then you and I started door knocking together and doing open houses together. And it's like, okay, now what do I want to do to leverage my time to then go build that? But you have to have a plan. You got to have a target, you got to have a schedule, and then talk to us a little bit about the vision. Like we talked about that as well. Like, why do you want to go part-time or full-time? Why do you want to do this?
So going full-time for me means more time, more freedom to do what I want. I have more time to work on real estate throughout the day, and I have more time to spend with my kids.
Yeah.
I heard this a lot when I came into the business is you're going to be so busy that you're not going to have any free time. Yep. Like there's not going to be a work-life balance.
Yeah.
And you kind of walked me through what your first year was like, where you were very strategic about scheduling time with your family.
Yeah.
And so I kind of took that into account. And so if I'm able to leverage certain things that you've taught us and from the team, I'm going to have more of that time.
Right.
Which also means hopefully more money.
Yep.
And with more money, that means I can pour into my community. I can help out with the local school, like with my son's cross team or with the football team, high school football team, with my church, and just pouring into people that need it.
Yeah. And I remember that was important. Like when you and I started working together, I immediately had you and your family come over for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had Santa just happened to pop by. Yeah. And so we had Brandon's family over. And then recently, like we've been doing Desert Color together, like getting our families together, because when you can touch it, when you can see what it's like, you start to realize, oh, okay, if I just did more deals and then it lights you up and you get goosebumps, then I could have that. And so you have to like go touch that, especially when you go on part-time and full-time. That why has to be so dang clear and you have to be connected to it. Because then it's a grind, but you have to have that vision part.
Yeah, and the cool thing is I can still hop on our role plays. I just can't participate, hop on our team meetings, and then I can answer text messages and emails throughout the day, which 99% of my clients don't even contact me until it's after like 3 or 4 o'clock because that's when they're off work.
Right.
And so it works out. And just, other agents texting back and forth. Yeah. That's what we do now. We don't really call each other unless there's an emergency.
Right. Okay, so that's number 2. So ask yourself, if you're watching this, do you have a vision board? Do you have a business plan? Or do you have a schedule? Is it dialed in? You have to figure out what time do you have and what time don't you have. Do you have all that scheduled out? And do you know exactly what you're trying to hit? Again, if you don't have that, comment business plan below. And then I'll get you that pamphlet so that you can go through that ebook training. Also, I've got a course on this, your first 90 days in real estate. This will help you build out your business plan and vision board. I was saying today on our team meeting, on the brokerage team meeting, that everybody's irresponsible in today's world to not succeed. There's so much access to information. And especially with me here on YouTube, I'm giving so much to you guys and everybody on our brokerage team. You just have to ask for it and you just have to go for it. I even told a guy the other day, look, the course is $200. Go donate plasma. I don't care what you do. Yeah. Like just go get the money. Go do window cleaning like we did and clean 2 houses and you could have $200. You could then buy the course and then that gives you the clarity you need to then move forward. So that's number 2. Okay. So number 3 is if you're going part-time to full-time, the third thing you're going to need is you're going to need coaching. And you're not just going to need like a theoretic coach or mentor that occasionally drops in. You need someone that's going to hold your hand, be very accountable to you, and tell you exactly what you need to do and make sure that you're doing it on a weekly basis. So talk to us about that.
So when I found you, I was intrigued because the only coaching that I had received or that I was looking for was like the stuff you see online. And then, I'm very fortunate that we both live here.
Yeah.
Because there's people on our team that aren't in St. George. Well, I'm very fortunate because you're here and we can, meet weekly or we can meet face to face. And that's kind of what I was looking for. And, having somebody that you call periodically doesn't really help. Like you're on phone calls with our team members daily.
All day.
And that's amazing because we have access to you almost all the time. Like we know when you're working on things, we know what times not to call.
Yeah.
And we figured it out.
Yeah. Which it's basically 8:30 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Yeah. So the coaching, the hand holding, that is something that I was looking for. It was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and have a coach there to carry you all the way through is something that I think everybody looks for, but they're not getting.
Yeah.
Like you can go pay $700 a month for Tom Ferry coaching, but you're talking to somebody on the phone. Like I would recommend face-to-face interaction. But that's the thing with our team. You hop on Zoom calls all the time, or if I'm out of the state, you'll hop on a Zoom call with me.
Yeah.
And I think that's something special with our team is that they get the time and the attention that they need from you personally. We're not getting an assistant.
Yeah.
We're not getting an assistant coach. We're getting the head coach.
Yeah.
And that is like, I've seen it on the team of how much that's changed people's trajectory. Like Christina, that has been a big, huge. And she was where I was at, and she's been doing it for a little bit longer, but within the first, 30 days?
Yeah. She's got 2 deals.
She's got 2 deals. And that's coming from the coaching side.
Yeah.
And the mentorship.
Yep.
People need that. Some people can go and like, I'm going to go full steam ahead all by myself.
Yeah.
Good luck. You're going to be out of the industry in a matter of months.
Yeah. I think it's important because there's so many coaches, so many mentors, so many team leads out there. It's almost like you need a list of criteria. Have they done what I want to do? And are they available? And do they legitimately want me to grow? I'm on so many Zoom calls with everybody on the team because like I just told you before we started this episode, I want you to fly out with me to these events. Like I want to see you start doing that, but you got to build the resume first. And so like the dream, the vision for everybody on the leadership side is to go do so much more. And so if I can train you to then have that resume, to then develop the leadership skills, to then go do that, like there's such a bigger path. Most team leads or coaches want you to do 3 or 4 deals, and that's kind of the end of the investment. That's it. So always ask yourself, like, have they done or are they where I would want to go if I listened to their advice? And then are they available? Like, are they legitimately going to help me?
Well, and that's another thing. I've capped, which means I don't pay into the team anymore. But you don't care.
Yeah.
You still want to see me thrive.
Yeah.
So, it's a thing like, where they only want to see 3 or 4 deals because then they cap and like, all right, my investment's done with you. That's it. You're on your own. You didn't do that.
Yeah.
You're like, keep going. Let's keep going.
Yep.
Let's look for the next one. The best time to find a deal is after you just got done closing one.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. You coach other teams.
Yeah.
And which I'm like, dude, how much are you doing?
It's a lot.
When do you sleep? But like, that's how in demand your coaching is.
Yeah.
And you're changing all these other teams within our brokerage, and for you to pour in not just to us, but into other people within, doesn't even have to be with our brokerage.
Yeah.
Like you invite people to our team meetings that aren't even like, hey, invite somebody that's not in our brokerage, or they don't even have to be on our team. But if they're struggling, let's help them out too.
Yeah. Which, by the way, if you guys are watching this, go find Brandon or I on Instagram. And then you guys can find me on Davis Sales Training. I'll have my team put it up here on the screen. But shoot us a DM. If you guys want to come check out our team meetings or figure out, like, is Brandon, what he's saying legitimate? Great. Come and see. That's kind of the theme of our team. Like we're not hiding anything. Come and see. Check it out. Yeah. Shoot us a DM. We'll get you the link so you guys can come take a look at it. But that's number 3. So as we wrap this up, number 3, it's so important that you get a coach. You've got to have such intensive hand-holding to go from part-time to full-time. You can't have someone that just leaves you on the side of the road, and it doesn't really matter to them whether or not you transition from one to the other. And so go put yourself around someone that can actually help you do that. All right, the last one is skill set. Because you're part-time, because you can't do full-time on this, you're going to have less exposure. You're going to be in front of less people just because you're working 7 to 1. So was that
5 to 1?
Yeah. So 7-8 hours a day. So you guys just won't have enough time to talk to people. So the only other cure to that is skill set. You have to get better. So I can go talk to 200 people a day if I'm full-time, but a part-time can only maybe do 20, 30. Yeah. And so you have to have a more intense skill set to then close that gap. and do more business. So talk to us about that.
So role plays are super important. Like I can't participate in the role play because I'm still at work, but I still role play at home in the mirror and trying to get that tonality down and just going over the scripts and then also adjusting the scripts to, certain attitudes or trying to play off like different types of doors that you're going to knock or people you're going to talk to about. Are they going to be agitated?
Yeah.
Or how do you calm them down? Like you had on like our call today when you were talking about when you ran into Heidi and Colby knocked the door and she was like telling us like how you changed the whole course of that situation. Yeah. If you didn't do that, we might not have Heidi on our team.
Yeah.
And so that is very important. Number 2, book club. It's very important. I can't remember what statistic it was, but like the top CEOs read 52 plus books a year. We're doing 1 book a month, but you also have all these other books that we're supposed to read. A couple others, the ones behind Jeremy too. So those are super helpful in what we do because it's just getting our mindset like locked in. 3, our weekly meetings. Super important. Today we just went over another pillar of exposure, and people are afraid to do social media. You're kind of getting people out of their shell to where they're going to be talking on camera and they're getting better and better and better at it. And that's just going to open up more exposure. So the team meetings every week, it just brings a new level of skill set and anticipation. And I'm looking forward to Thursdays every week because I'm going to learn something new.
Yeah. And just so you guys know, it's not 4 things on one slide that we talk about. It's 45 minutes of I've prepped 20 plus slides and it's very intense, detailed coaching training.
Yeah.
So awesome. Cool. Well, I love that. All right. So what a cool story, right? A lot of you are probably in a similar boat where it's like, I've been doing real estate for a while and I'm just not seeing any movement. Maybe you've tried courses, tried coaching, tried other teams. Trust me, I talk to a lot of you. I know that you're trying so many things, whether you work with me or whether you work with somebody else. The 4 principles that we talked about today are the same. You have to audit your business. You have to then build a business plan, a vision board. You have to develop a locked in schedule to go from part-time to full-time and move your business forward and get off the ground and do 10 plus deals in your first 12 months. There's courses, there's free ebooks that I can give you. Go back and watch and make sure you comment on those today. And then at the end, you have to get coaching and you have to have skills. When I first got into real estate, I saw that a lot of the top producers had multiple coaches. So I got 3 coaches and that allowed my skill set to get so refined and then put so much exposure so that I can then go and sell 75 homes my first year as a real estate agent. So hopefully you took a ton of notes. This was a really good episode. If you need more momentum, more explosiveness, shout out to Brandon. What a cool story for him. We're going to see him grow. His goal is 24 this year. He should hit that. 24 deals as basically a year and a half into the industry. That's an incredible trajectory that he's on. He'll be a massive leader in the industry. If you guys need anything, shoot me a DM, reach out on Instagram. Happy to help however I can.